Kilted
Balls.
Yeah.
Woo! Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Kilted Balls podcast, almost summer edition.
It's not summer yet?
It is not. I was just talking to my little boy about that. Because he was like,
Especially what, it's 21st?
yep, he was like, when is this heat gonna be done? And to point out, it's 80 right now. And he's like, when are we gonna be done with this heat? I'm like, maybe September, October. He's like, what? That's forever. I'm like, buddy, it's not even summer yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, you're not even there.
Yeah, you guys like that cold stuff. It's strange to me, but
It
I
is.
guess everyone's different.
Well, and normally we don't run the air that much, and it's on right now because the house is like 77. And I didn't realize this, but my office, if it's closed, gets super cold because there's
Ooh, that sucks.
it actually feels good because we just got done working out. I was like, yeah. Again, we like it super cold here, so I'm like, I might spend a lot of time in my office while this heat wave's going on. So,
Well, you
happy.
might have noticed my background is slightly different.
I did notice it.
My office is also very cold, and Gina's going to be doing some new stuff, so I moved to just inside the workout room.
Oh,
So I will not be freezing as much, which I'm super thankful for.
I'm super sad
I have
about
to
that.
blur my screen because there's a lot more going on behind me than there was.
I had a thought the other day. Didn't you at Goodwill buy like one of those desk treadmills,
Yes,
but it didn't work?
it didn't work. So I paid full price for one. It was like $200, and yeah, that didn't work either.
No.
And the company wrote me, and I was like, yeah, I was like, thank you for reaching out. Like I needed to reach out to you. I have this problem. It's not working. Like inside the box, there was like a bunch of stuff that was disintegrated, and it was like smelling funny. And I did everything you're supposed to do for setup. Like I put the oil under it, and I did this and that. But where it turned, like the part like where it turned was all broken up and stuff. And I was just like, it doesn't seem right. Like part of it, I think, was supposed to keep it tight there, and it
Yeah.
wasn't. And they didn't write me back, and I wrote them like 3 more times, and I just got mad. I just threw it in the garbage.
Was it on Amazon or somewhere else?
It was on Amazon.
Man, you just do
No, it was through the company. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm like, you just do
Jamie
a
gave me a
return.
hard time for not ordering it through Amazon. So what had happened was, I think when I ordered it, we had all sorts of crazy storms and stuff here.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to get it right away, but then it was like delayed, and something must have happened to it during all that stuff. I mean, like I'm like, it's not your fault, but like when I opened it, this is what it looked like.
Right.
And like this stuff was like, I took pictures inside the box where there was like all sorts of plastic blowing up in a certain little area.
Yeah.
And the box didn't look like anything was wrong with the box. But yeah, they just never wrote back, and I was just like, it was ridiculous.
I think you have a ghost working out behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what
right
that
here?
is? Yeah.
That's Itchy Scratchy. Can you see her enough?
No. It's like a body size. It could be your shadow.
Oh, right here. That's a shadow for sure.
That's a shadow, yeah.
Yeah, because I need to figure out my lights here. I have that, obviously, that light.
Mm-hmm.
See, right on the corner of my screen, you might see Itchy Scratchy because I put a kitty tower here so she can hang out and not try to sit on my desk.
So is Itchy Scratchy what used to be called Sheets?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's Itchy Scratchy?
Yeah, because she's always itchy and scratchy. So
nice.
Nina and I renamed her.
Okay,
yeah,
then.
That's Sheet.
I like it. I like it.
She's the kitty with the big round eyes. Very strange.
Well, you know, that happens when aliens come in, right?
They don't know how to do cat's eyes correctly.
Did you have wrestling this weekend?
Yes, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Mm-hmm. Well, a couple things. So, the place where it was at is the first place we ever saw him at. So it's a smaller building at a campground, like a smaller, like short. Like they can't do rope stuff like off the top rope because they'll hit their heads. Suplexes, you have to be super careful. You don't extend your feet all the way. Like it's low,
Yeah.
but it's like the original spot. And it was their 3-year anniversary show.
Nice.
And they'll also let us come in a day early to set up stuff. So we ended up setting up most everything Friday night, and then like Saturday morning, Tim is like, "Oh, still come in early." And we came in early and just got everything else done. So it was close enough for home. I just bounced and then came back and hung out. And so yeah, it was cool. Like it's super interesting. Like I don't know all the storylines and stuff, and usually like he'll say this is going on, that's going on, this is who's gonna win, that's gonna win,
Mm-hmm.
and like the layperson gets to hear it at the meeting with the wrestlers. Like everyone who sets up is there too.
Right.
But he didn't say anything this time, so everything was like a big surprise. So he had a few like really cool surprises, and it was just interesting to see like how story arcs happen and things like that. So like that side of the business is super interesting to me.
That is awesome.
Hmm.
And did the kids go on for the performance on Saturday?
Yep, they were there that night and they loved it. So there are there's a tag team. Well, there's 4 of them that are in what's called Allentown family. They're
Mm-hmm.
from Allentown. They're the Allens, and 2 of them, the storyline was that they got mad and they quit. They quit a few months back. And I was talking to Tim. I was like, "So are they just busy, like overlapping? Because they were like, they're really good at what they do, and they're even though they're heels, they're very popular."
Right.
And he's like, "Nope, they quit." And he didn't say anything else about it. And I was just like, "Oh, there's, I'm thinking there's a story here. I don't know it, and it's not a big deal."
Right.
So okay, whatever. So what had happened was the tag team champs keep on have been like getting jumped over the last year. Like you'd find them like all beat up and no one knows who did it and this and that. And it ended up being those 2 Allen brothers. So they came in. They're like the tag team champs were out there trying to like, "Oh, who is this?" And they came in. The lights went out. They started beating them up again, and the lights came on. We found out it was them, and then there was a championship match, which the Allen brothers won, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's fun.
So it was really cool. A big announcement was he has a new women's belt. So really leaning into the women's wrestling and he wants to be a big supporter of that. And a lot of the guys want that as well, where like the women are having their own matches. So that
Nice.
was really cool. They had like a video and just talking about it. And then yeah, just I mean it was just fun. It was cool storylines.
That's awesome. That's good.
Yep.
Which leads into my next
Uh oh.
thing. Well, actually,
Nice.
first off, we had a good weekend as well. My
I was gonna ask
middle
that.
daughter turned 21 and she's out of state right now. And so we went and visited her. And I don't know if it was the highlight of the trip, but we went to Hershey's World. So that was pretty awesome.
It was maybe not the highlight of the trip, is what you're saying?
I was about to say it was the highlight of the trip, but then that'd be rude because there was other really cool parts of the trip too.
Yeah, and
So,
she turned 21,
and she
so
turned
that had
21.
been fun.
So there was a lot of good parts of the trip, and I was glad to be able to do that. And I've never been to Hershey's. So we
Yeah,
didn't like do the amusement park stuff. Like we're not big into that, especially on a short time window, but we went to Hershey's
hmm,
World and bought way too much chocolate and stuff, and
that's awesome.
heck yeah, they have so many different like fun things,
Hmm.
right? Like all the weird flavors are there, right? Because it's like their main place. So
I was gonna say, were you able to get some cool stuff like that you don't see in stores and things like that?
see, and it's hard to know because I don't pay attention in stores.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm
Like,
like, oh, this is super cool. It's probably not in stores, but then I'm like, oh, actually, it could be. I wouldn't have any idea. Like the strawberry and jelly um, Reese's peanut butter cups.
oh, that sounds awesome.
It was amazing, right? But I'm
Never
like,
seen that.
don't do they have that in stores? I don't know.
Hmm.
So like it was all sorts of stuff like that. We found some licorice unintentionally. So my daughter, and I think we're following a trend here, but her first drink was at Hershey's World. So she got a
Nice.
cocktail
Hmm.
and it had licorice in it, like a Twizzler.
Mm-hmm.
but it
As a
was.
straw.
We thought it was a straw, and she went
Mm-hmm.
to use it as a straw, and it was filled,
Oh wow.
and it tasted just like a sweet flavor from sweet and sour,
Nice. Sweet.
and
What?
and it was thick, and it was thick.
Okay.
So
Oh wow.
it was like a bigger twister, but like we get it, and and Amy's like, she's like, oh, it's filled. It tastes just like one of the sweets, and Amy's like, they got a dual extruder, and I'm like, they must have,
She
because
was pretty excited about the
because
dual
back in the day,
extruder.
like
Yeah.
we almost bought a dual extruder because there weren't any in America, so
Mm-hmm.
it was funny that apparently Hershey's has one now, and
Do they private label? Not that you are doing that anymore,
I
but
almost thought about calling them up and being like, hey. But the funny thing is I'm laughing because all the way until we stopped selling licorice, we were still selling it 3 for $10 or $4 for a stick,
mm-hmm.
which was crazy expensive when we started.
Yeah.
But they had a deal going there at Hershey's. If you bought 5 cases, it worked out, and they were selling it this way. They were like, it will only be $1 a bar.
Okay.
I'm like, Ava, growing up, those were 40 cents.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, that's crazy that that's the sale. And it was something like buy 5 cases, and that's your best deal. And I'm like,
Yeah.
cripe.
Yeah. Like a normal candy bar at the grocery store is almost $2.
Yeah. Like, and we were still selling them for $4 a stick. We were like a deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's remember when you could get like the nachos as big as your head, like all of a sudden was like
Hmm.
like a ton more than those were. But when you
Yes.
started, they were closer to the same price.
Yeah, all of a sudden it was like we were way cheaper, and we just never raised our prices, which we do that with most of our stuff. We don't raise our prices. Like,
Hmm.
what we set them is what we set them. So we need to be
Yeah.
better about that, probably.
Well, I mean, if something changes on your end, then you would have to change it. But the pricing and stuff didn't change where
Right.
you would have had to charge more. So
Yeah.
why
No,
would you?
there's no reason to for stuff. So,
Hmm.
um,
Okay,
so
now
I
you
had a thought.
transition.
Yeah, I had a thought, and
Hmm.
you doing the wrestling thing, me going and visiting, kind of tie into this because we are in our walking stage. So in the summer, we tend to go for walks in the morning, and we chit chat about stuff. And I think I thought about this driving home from Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
Um, and I was thinking about, like, we had talked last week that when you're in your 50s, people start slowing down, and maybe that's not the right thing.
Hmm.
And so I was thinking about it, I'm like, it's not that I want to slow down, it's that I don't want to do work that is dumb to me, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so then I'm thinking, I'm like, there's things that I really want to do that I can't do. And I don't mean can't as in I'm not physically able to. So
Hmm.
as you know, and most of our listeners actually know, like I'm very eclectic and I can do most things, right?
Hmm.
Like I can change the brakes on my motorhome
Hmm.
on the road, and I can knit a sweater, like I can do whatever, right?
Hmm.
I'm very eclectic. But there's some things that I really want to do that I never do. And so like I was thinking about things like like our gardening, like our landscaping isn't great. And we keep talking about fixing the landscaping. And Cal and I planted a tremendous amount of plants indoors, and we still haven't planted those, like
Oh wow.
outside, right? Like I like the
Yeah.
idea of a garden. I had gardens growing up, but I never do a garden. And I remembered a thing from one of the things you listened to back when you were like at the duplex. So we're talking like 30 years ago,
Okay.
right? And as we're walking, and again, I had this thought while I was driving, I was like, you know what? And I'm talking to my wife here. I'm like, we always talk about like, why would I need more money, or like, what would I do if I retired, or blah, 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 all these questions.
Yeah.
and like leaving a legacy for your kids, but your kids don't need it,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what, you don't, all you have is time, and it goes away, right? We've talked about that a lot. Like, time is the enemy. And I'm like, so really what I need to spend money on is things that I can't do that take up my time. So I'm like looking at like the gardening or the landscaping. I'm like, why am I worrying about doing that? Like, I like the idea of my own garden. I don't
Hmm.
need to. I can go buy vegetables. Like,
Yeah.
that makes no difference. But I want that, but clearly I won't do it cuz
Yeah.
I buy seed packets every year. I'm about to teach a horticulture class. Like, no lie,
That's
listeners. I'm
hilarious.
literally about to teach one. I
Oh,
have
is that
my
your
own.
summer?
No, it's going to be in the fall. I have my own greenhouse and everything,
Oh,
right?
that's
But
awesome.
like, that's not something like I find excuses not to do it, right?
Hmm.
So for any reason, but I'm like, that's what I should spend money on. Like, oh, my wife wants it all landscaped, but clearly I don't go landscape. I'm like, I
Hmm.
should pay somebody to do that. That's what I should be using money for. And the takeaway that I had was, you were listening to a guy. I don't even remember what guy. And
Hmm.
I don't know if I listened to it or if I heard it or if I was listening to it while I was mowing the lawn or whatever. But he was like, listen, he's like, I never change my own oil. You know the
Yep.
one I'm talking about already?
I was wondering if that's where you were going with it.
Yes,
Yes, I remember that.
right? And he was like, I don't change
He
my
was a
own
quick start
oil.
guy.
And the people were like, what do you mean? He goes, I can pay somebody to change my oil. I can't pay somebody to hang out with my kids for me. Like, I want to be the one hanging out with my kids. I don't want to
Yeah.
use my time and energy changing my oil. Now, I'm different, like in some respects. Like,
Hmm.
I do want to change my oil, right? Like, I
You enjoy
like,
it.
I enjoy it. I like that experience. It makes me feel accomplished. Like, I've been watching the cars tick down. Like, I don't change my wife's because like she like wants to take hers in and it has like
Hmm.
special stuff, and I'm cool with that. But otherwise, like, I like doing it, right? I like mowing my
Yeah.
lawn. There was a time when I paid people to mow my lawns, especially my real estate. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't have time for this. I need somebody else to do it. But overall, I kind of like the experience. But there's other things where I'm like, you know what? I would like, I don't want to make a Monte Cristo.
No?
So I'll go and buy a Monte Cristo.
Uh-huh. I guess I never make them at home. They are amazing.
I had one this last weekend at a restaurant. And I was like, oh, I love these. I would never make one probably. So I might make it the way they did it because they kind of did the cheater's method where it was French toast, not like.
Oh, that's the only way I've had it. Actually, I lie. I've had it French toast, but then I had it once where it was made and the whole thing was dipped in.
When you got it at Bennigan's, the entire thing was deep fried.
Okay.
So we've had this discussion
I've had it
before.
like that. This is vaguely familiar.
Yep, Bennigan's is always the deep fried ones. But anyway,
Okay.
so that's what made me start thinking. I'm like, if I'm making money, rather than hoard the money or do whatever, like, the goal for that money should be to do the things I don't want to do or that I'm
Hmm.
unable to do because of whatever,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, that's, I don't know why, but it was like a mental shift for me. And like, I was talking to her, I'm like, like, it would be worth it to me. I'm like, to grab somebody, I don't know, some person at, like, some people love to garden,
Hmm.
right? Some people just love that. And to be like, listen, what if I paid you 20,000 to garden for me May through September?
Yeah.
Like, would you do my gardening? Right? Like, half a year?
It's
That's
worth
like,
asking.
and I think people would be like, yeah, like, you could do it yourself. And I'm like, I know. I could. I always tell myself I could do it myself, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan has a bit about that, about spending like all this time and all this energy, and spending like $80 and getting like an ear of corn or whatever. But
Yes,
it's my ear of corn.
right. Well, so anyway, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I could like for the
That's cool.
landscaping. Like I'm like, I need this place landscaped. There's literally landscape companies. Like
Hmm.
you could probably hire a landscape company to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a weird thing. So I think everybody's different. Like there's some things like I said I like doing.
Yeah.
But there's other things where I clearly don't have the what's the word, motivation to do it.
That's a nice way to put it.
Right? Because clearly I know how to plant. I grew up on a farm, right?
Yeah.
But I also clearly don't have the motivation
Yeah.
to go plant, right? Or do the landscaping. Like I've landscaped a ton, so much, but I clearly don't have the motivation to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas if my car needed its brakes changed, I'm motivated to do that and I like doing it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
take it in,
Yeah.
right?
There are some baby steps you can take. Like same thing with me. Like I always think, oh, I want to do this stuff. But a few years back, I planted some blueberry bushes,
Hmm.
and right now I'm reaping that work that I did because the blueberries are in. Like
Yes.
not last weekend, I guess the weekend before, Morgan and I went out there. We picked a whole bunch of blueberries and we made blueberry pancakes that morning.
See, that is amazing. My problem is like I want fruit trees, and my
Hmm.
my wife has been very negative on the fruit trees.
Did she have a traumatic childhood experience about fruit trees?
I don't know. Like I had fruit trees all growing up. You were at the farm. Like that
Hmm.
farm was a self-sufficient farm more or less. So
Yeah.
like we had all that and I'm like all down by the road, right? All along my driveway. I'm like imagine if all down the driveway was peach trees and apple trees. Like how amazing. And she's like, "No."
That would be awesome.
I'm like, "That would be amazing." She's like, "No. What we'd get is rotten fruit and bees and everything else there." I'm like, "Those all sound good."
You would have to hire someone to be a fruit picker as well.
Because
Because
I
you're
don't
not
have,
going to do
I don't, I
it.
probably won't do it. So
I mean, you go out there and eat one or two. Like, I mean, you could grab something every day on your way out
well, but that
for
is
your walk.
something like even at the old property, I would go through and I'd pick all the raspberries and then I'd make raspberry jam. I'm pretty good about picking.
Yeah.
What I'm not good about is weeding or apparently even getting the damn things in the ground. Like
Yeah.
I've repotted them so not to put them in the ground.
That's hilarious.
I don't even understand. But anyway, I think that's something that people need to reconcile.
Hmm.
And it came up again today because my I was asking one of my AIs, how much do you communicate with my other AIs?
Hmm.
And it's like, that's a fair question. We don't, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, are you sure? Because it seems like in some of my conversations, they know things I haven't talked about.
Hmm.
And it was like, well, to pull back the curtain, they're like, we have a framework of you. And
Yeah.
things that you do over and over and over, that framework is shared amongst all of your conversations when we do our memory dump. So if there's something that you're consistent about, they're like the podcast. If you ask questions about the podcast, we're all going to know about the podcast, but we're not
Okay.
actively listening to all the conversations, but we all know you're like
Interesting.
basic thing. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good to know. Because one of the things when I asked it that, it was like, you're going too hard, you need to slow down. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not me. Like, that's not how I work, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you're like, you're going to overdo it. And I'm like, literally, it's summer. You don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
this is like a chill time for me. But I understood what it was saying. You know, it was like, you've got to be careful, which I tell people, you've got to be careful not to be overwhelmed. But this is an example. Like, if there's things you don't like doing or you're not good at doing,
Yeah.
That's why you get money. So
Hmm.
you can have someone else do those things,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. And then it goes back into the system, and it all gets worked around. All gets worked around.
Yes. Like that's how
Just
the
not make
barter
fancy
economy
stuff.
works,
Hmm.
right? Like that's how the trading works. Like
Yeah.
I'm really good at some things, I'll trade you that.
Yeah.
Right? Like
If we're all just sitting on our money and we're not spending it on stuff.
right?
I mean, yes, you want to save. This isn't financial advice, but
You
when
do
you
want to
spend it,
you
it
do want to
helps
have
other people.
savings. You do want
Hmm.
savings. That's for
Yep.
sure. But I think if you're sitting there like us, we don't buy a lot of stuff. That's just not our personalities.
Yeah.
So if I made, I don't know, if I made an extra 50,000 next year, and I know listeners are like, well, you could give it to me. I could give it to
Hmm.
you, right? I probably won't. But then the
Hmm.
question is, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to go buy a fancy car? No, I like my truck, right?
Yeah.
Am I going to upgrade my house? Nope, I like my house, right?
Hmm.
So like,
Yeah. You already put the solar panels up,
all
so there's
right,
nothing else to
I'm
do.
like I'm doing what I want to do. So what do you do with that? And do you just leave a legacy for your kids? Or do you say, you know what? I think I want flowers all down by the road. Maybe a landscape
Hmm.
company has a vision I don't have.
Yeah. I mean, even your yard is big enough, you could do a big chunk of wildflowers and it would look awesome. And they would just bloom at different times. And then that's a spot you're not mowing, but it's going to be cool. You're going to help
Yeah.
bees and insects and other animals and
When we
stuff
came
like
back from
that.
Pennsylvania and I haven't mowed yet, it's like alfalfa must have sprouted because it's all those white flowers everywhere. And the week before we left, it was all yellow flowers everywhere. And the week before that was dandelions.
Hmm.
And yes, I mowed all of those down. So, in
Yeah.
case you all were wondering, it was beautiful. I thought they looked amazing. And they looked amazing when I mowed them down too, because you could see the difference between all yellow and then green. So it was really cool. It was satisfying. And now it's
Hmm.
all white. And so
Yeah.
people will be like, but the bees! Trust me, there's enough stuff out there for the bees to eat.
Hmm.
And they got to eat it. So
Yeah.
I'm getting it right before it turns to seed. I'm not
Yep.
doing this as an excuse to be lazy, which is
Yeah.
like people who are like, no mow May. I'm like, really? Like, really?
No
Like,
mow May. That's a long time to not mow up there because that May is when it starts kicking in.
yes. I'm like, you might as well just not mow, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel more like Paul never mowed. Like,
I know.
just don't
I was just
mow.
going to say Paul mowed like twice a year, whether it needed it or not. And he
Right.
used a brush hog.
Yes. And I'm okay with that. But don't pretend you're doing it for the bees when what you're doing it for is because you're lazy.
Hmm.
So, just call it what it is, my friends. Call it what it
Yep.
is.
That's funny.
Well, we have gone well past our 20 minutes. Any
Oh,
final thoughts or words?
no. It's awesome ideas that you had and great topics. I love it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
We'll
listeners,
have
you
awesome week
were able to
episode.
take something out of this, right? And find ways to free up your life to do the things you want to do instead of being forced to do things that you don't want to do, right?
And the big thing for you, so you have a lot of self awareness, but even we're all working. We're all continually working. We're not. I'm not done cooking yet. I still have things I learn every single day, and I love it. And
Yes.
just like you realize something that you heard 30 years ago, and put it in something for your life now.
Yeah, yeah, and I think valuable advice, right?
Hmm.
You know, what are you doing with your time? Your time is your actual real
Yeah,
currency.
that's it.
That's the only
And you
currency
don't
that
know.
matters.
You can't look and see how much is in there.
You have no idea how much time is in the bank.
Hmm.
So that's your real currency. So you want to be careful on how you spend that currency,
Yep.
especially if you have things that you believe are really, really important.
Yeah.
Like if you really, truly believe that family is important, are you giving them the time? And part of the thing, I don't remember where I saw this but it's come up multiple times. And a poster here next to me that is the one that says "Death is lighter than a feather." You remember that one? Beautiful artwork by our friend Paul, and different Paul than we referenced earlier. But it goes like people are like, "Oh my gosh, I would die for them," right? Like you see that in movies or whatever, and it's like, no, no, no. Like dying is like the stupidest, easiest thing to do, right? People die all the time without even trying. Like that's not hard. Like listening to your kid talk about Pokemon for 4 hours. Like, that's difficult. That's difficult, right? But that's the thing, right? Like your kid wants to play a game with you. Like if you think family is important, then when a kid's like, "Hey, I want to play a game with you," you should be like, "Sure, let's go play a game."
I played doubles wild today with Morgan. He's like, "Hey, do you have a minute?" I was like, "Let's roll." He's like, "I want to roll some dice."
Nice.
So we walked back there, and he's like, "I want that game." It's cool. You roll. It's a graphing because it's like 3 through 11 red, 3 through 11 blue, and you roll 4 dice, 2 blue, 2 red, and you put your marble out, and if you get 3 in a row, you get a point. And if
Nice.
you land on someone else's marble, you can have a roll off. It's fun. It's very basic, and it
Love
can be
it.
more advanced. But he's 6,
Yeah,
so with
but
nice
it's teaching
basic
him the
rules.
stuff that he
Yeah,
needs.
graphing,
Right?
adding. Yep.
Which my kiddo, speaking of the things they need, has asked me, I think, twice today and multiple times in the last 2 or 3 days, when are we going to start book 2 of Dungeon Crawler Carl?
He's ready. I'm getting ready to start the newest book.
We finished number 1, so he's all
Nice.
excited for number 2.
That's awesome.
All right,
We're dragging it out.
we're dragging it out. Sorry, listeners. I apologize. We love you guys. Hope everything is going great. And this is Ballbuster signing off.
Kill the Dragon Jerry. Love you all.